Today we find ourselves looking at these two C10s that we picked up not too long ago. A local fella reached out. He just could not finish these projects and he needed money bad. So he reached out to us. We picked this one up from him, and as you can tell, it's not even put together. There is a motor in it. We're gonna see if we can get that running today. Unfortunately, that's probably about all we're gonna do with this truck. It's a big back window truck. We've got another donor truck there with all of the windows needed for this truck. This one did get paint, but it's kind of a 50-footer, if you ask me. We're just gonna try to get this one put together so that it can be trailered somewhere. Try to make sure that the engine runs. We're just gonna tug them forward here real quick so that it's not in the tall grass, and we're gonna get right to work on these things.
Ready?
Yep. Okay, take my arm off here a minute. Almost there. Yep. A little more. That's probably good. It's probably good. So there you go. There's the somewhat nicely painted C10. As you can tell, the bed is just sitting down, not on the supports there. This fella told me that he lengthened the front part of the bed here so that it would be as wide as the cab. These things usually sit in just a tad. And then he tried to weld the edges onto the lip, and obviously those welds busted off. Not great. He does have a set of wide fender welds in here, which is cool. Beautiful tailgate that unfortunately also is not attached very well and fell off while we were transporting it. Beat it up a little bit. That's a real bummer, but that's the way it goes sometimes. Rear bumper sitting in here. Now this is a short bed, obviously. No windows in it, of course. After he had it painted, he started messing around up here. He didn't like how it was and took all the paint off, did a little Bondo work. I'm not sure why, but he did. Inside here, he's got a set of seats and a center console that he was working on. It looks like maybe out of a Chevy pickup or something, and somewhat custom in the middle there. No tank in the back. Brand new side trim in here that never got put on. Gauges are laying on the ground, and obviously no interior work done yet other than paint and everything set in here. Under the hood, we've got an LS. No, just kidding. That's just the cover. I'm not quite sure if I remember what he told me about this motor. He seemed to think it was something hopped up and cool, but as far as I know right now, all I can say is this looks like a bone stock 350. Until we could get it fired up, hopefully, maybe there was some goodies in it, I'm not sure. Now on the donor truck here, we basically picked this one up for a couple $100 just because it has a full set of windows, big back window of course, which we're going to need over here. Has a brand new tank in the back, which we'd also need for that truck. Another reason we picked it up. Looks like these folks put a new heat control in there. And under the hood of this one, we have a 6.2 diesel. Not sure who would have put the time in to do that, but as far as I know or am concerned, those are considered boat anchors. Looks like maybe a new alternator. Feeling cute, might keep it. Nice big old trans cooler.
Or can we say trans cooler anymore?
Anywho's, we're not going to do anything with this one. This truck is just for parts to try to complete that one for whoever wants it. So there you go. We're going to get to work on trying to get that thing fired up, Probably try to get that bed set a little better so that it's not, like I said, we can move it around a little easier without damaging anything. So I guess we'll start by checking the fluid on the motor here. And there is oil in it. I don't know how old or anything, but it looks like it's at a decent level. So it's at least something that we can start with. The radiator's dry, and we're not going to worry about the trans because there's no drive line, and we're not going to take the time or money to get a drive line for it if we're just going to be moving it down the road. Let's see if it spins over here and make sure it's free. And it looks like it does. So that's a bonus. All right. Now, it doesn't look like there's too many wires hooked up yet. He's kind of got things just laying in here. I think what we'll do is probably start by throwing a battery in here, trying to jump the starter, make sure that works. And as soon as we know that works, then we'll move over to putting power to the coil. Check to see if this thing's sparking. If it is, we'll add fuel and see if we can fire this puppy up. Should we pull them valve covers off to make sure everything's click-clacking? That one's not even attached.
Oh, sweet. There you go. Oh, yeah. That's a race motor. Oh, your favorite. Oops. 180 out.
This thing's a Vortec.
Could be, too. Is this thing locked down? It is locked down. What? Well, first things first, let's see if we can get it turned over with the starter. We got a battery in here. We've got, wow. This power cable is mangled. We're gonna try it anyways. All right, so battery's in. Cables are hooked up. Not all of our plug wires are hooked up. We're gonna wanna make sure that's correct before we go too crazy here. I think at this point we can see if we have power to the starter. Probably just jump it if we can. See if I can get it in the right spot here without looking. Doesn't sound like it's engaging anything. That means one of two things. Either there's no flywheel in there, or the starter's not throwing the gear out. Sounded like it threw the gear out. I'm gonna need to get underneath there. So it was starting to feel like the starter was not engaging the flywheel. I messed around with it a bit, and I think we got it now. Let's see if I can do it again. There it is. All right. Starter does engage flywheel and turns the motor over nicely, if I might add. Okay, we've got the spark tester hooked up right down there, and the coil wire ran to the battery. Let's see if this thing lights off for us. You gonna watch it? Yeah, lighten up. Oh yeah. Nice. Okay, we're in business. Okay, before we dump any fuel down the old carburetor here, I'm gonna quick go over these wires, make sure they're all in the correct spot. I'm gonna pull all these wires off. These ones aren't even hooked up. There is plugs in here, so it's got that going for it at least. I'm just gonna make sure the plugs are all in the correct orientation.
Is that a typical harmonic balancer?
Yeah. Oh,
I don't think so.
no, it's not. That pulley is weird. 1, 8, 4, 3, 6, 5, yeah, it is 7. So this would be 2. Yep, that's 2. 1, 8. That's 8. Is that 8? Yep.
15 minutes.
4.
Try to set this bed a little better.
Yeah, we should. I have stuff to do it. 3. All right, I think we got her. 6. Okay, 6. 5. 7 and 2, yeah, okay. It appears that the wires are all in the correct spot. I guess let's give it a shot. We'll plug the coil back in here. We'll go get a little fuel. Now, as we were sitting here talking, the Rust Daddy remembered a little tidbit of info. We believe this guy had told us that this was an L88 motor. Is that what he said? L85 motor. So who knows? Maybe it's a peppy little small block. But I think we're about to find out. All right, let's see if this thing runs on Coors Light. All right, we got a little fuel here. We're gonna dump some down the carb and just see if this thing coughs for us to start with. And I'm just gonna do the same thing. We got the coil, jump to the battery. Oh, it does. Nice, wow, that didn't take long.
She's just thirsty. I like how it just blew all.
The fan just blew it all back.
Okay, should we hook up fuel?
Yes, immediately.
Okay, now we're waiting on a fitting to adapt the fuel to the carburetor. So we figured we'd take a little time and try to get this bed set up. I got a couple brackets made. We're gonna get a little Western with it, you know what I'm saying? I'm basically just gonna throw these brackets on here, self-tap them to the crossbar. Since he widened this, it doesn't sit on this crossbar that well. We don't want this thing falling down. We're gonna self-tap it onto the ledge here. I'm gonna self-tap it onto the crossbar as well, and then we'll put a hose clamp around here just to make sure that it's not gonna come up. And then whoever buys this thing can do what they need to do with it. We'll probably throw a bolt in the back if we can to make sure that doesn't come off, and that way this thing will be solid enough to where somebody could transport it without it falling anywhere. Solid-ish. That's right. Nice. Sitting a little high on this side, but now it's at least up there.
Yeah, it's low on this side, but
Really?
not crazy. I think
Actually, lift your side up a little bit, up to it. Right, that's exactly where it should be.
because these are just tied down. I don't know if we
Let's
should
put a
run
shim under that side so it looks a little better.
Shim it and then run a screw through it into that mount.
Mm-hmm. Probably should, huh?
Yeah, is there a
They
shimmy-
should be-
Is there a shimmer sense? Probably make more power than an LS.
Depends on the tuner. If the tuner's me, yes. She ain't going nowhere. All right, so this is really not legit, but we threw a couple self-tappers in the back here to keep the back from rolling on us. Also, he had just tack welded the bed sides onto this cross beam. We threw a couple on each sides there, right where they need to be. We got the holes lined up. Got our little brackets on the front to hold that up. And I threw one in the cross beam there. I got both sides pretty well lined up evenly with the cab. And the body lines are looking pretty straight. That way when somebody gets this thing, they can just slap some bolts in there, shims, whatever. And should be good to go. Put your side in. Right there.
Yep. Here, I got.
I'll hold that side up.
Oh, we gotta beat that up too. It's hold on, we might have to undo this bolt, turn it up a little bit.
Sweet.
There it is. All right, so there's our messed up tailgate. Actually looks pretty good on there. Patina. She's starting to look pretty good.
I'm gonna send these to Jason.
We're gonna have to ratchet strap that up for now. We don't have the chains that normally hook to this on either side, so we'll get it kind of set. But at least everything's looking straight. Got a little roll pan action. We might self-tap that too, who knows? Starting to look pretty good. And we now have fittings to see if we can get this thing plumbed with fuel. So we're gonna move over to this and try to get it running a little longer here. Make sure this motor's sound.
Crush wrench, Leonard, go.
Going right here.
Or whatever size this is for the...
Adjustable hammer.
For that.
Probably water spigot over there, huh?
There's a pond over there.
Pond.
Pond. Ponding.
Give me a hose that I can hook up here.
Oh, I think I put them up here. These are the longest one I got right here.
That should work.
Right? Because I'll have this up here. You got water? Yep. Okay, we're all plumbed up. All right, we got our fuel all plumbed up. Pump's already running. Oh, we're leaking.
You can want fuel?
Yep. I think it's out of our little fitting there.
Did it get tightened?
Yeah, tightened a little bit. Okay, engaging the key. And since it leaks, we're gonna go ahead and throw the pump back on as soon as it fires. Here goes. Take two. Should we throw some fuel in the bowl a minute?
Not a bad idea. She looking pretty. All right, fire enough.
Ready? Oh, come on. Yeah, I think that carb's not feeding it. We're gonna have to bottle feed her or nothing, right? Oh, and also we got some big vacuum leaks.
Yeah, I
And-
seen those. I was like, should we stick something on those?
I do have a vacuum kit in the truck. That one will work.
All right, let's try it again. Okay, I was making sure. I was like,
Wow.
I'm just standing
That
there
thing
with
actually
open
sounds
guard.
really good.
Both of you are like in the
Right in the fan trajectory.
guillotine.
Yeah, I
mode.
used it to turn the motor over at first.
It sounds really good.
Dude, that
Yeah.
thing sounds awesome.
Sure does.
Might need to yoink this thing out.
Yoink. That sounds peppy.
Yeah.
We'll do one more time and give her a little rev and see.
Yeah, let's give her a little rip. Sounds healthy. Man, this thing sounds good. It's running great. Got oil coming up. Woo-wee. Yeah, go ahead. Wow. This thing is actually a really good runner. Sounds good. Obviously there's no exhaust on it.
It was a spark plug cable.
Wow, dude. That's a good runner. Obviously needs a lot of work, but he does run. Sounds pretty good.
This comes right back down.
That's a peppy motor. Oh yeah, boy. Nice.
Pretty alright. Pretty alright. I like it.
Pretty all right.
Awesome.
Nice. Oh man, dude.
I just have that cable set on it. I don't even know if the pump's pumping. Boiler died out. I got a little nervous with this stuff though. Hanging over here.
Oil's popping great. I think that's a pretty healthy motor if you ask me.
Spark plug wires come flying around.
You did?
Oh yeah. That's awesome.
Runs great.
I mean,
The pump's not even hooked up anymore. It's still running.
this comes right back down.
I like that. Well, there you have it. She does actually run, and she runs quite well, if I might add. This thing will make a great project for somebody. It's not going to be us, unfortunately. We've got too many other projects in the works right now. We can't really take on something of this size. The reason we bought this one here was just for the parts, of course. Between the two rigs, I think you have everything you'd need to make this truck whole. It would obviously still need a ton of work to make it roadworthy, but it's a great start to an awesome truck. I don't see big back windows too often. I don't find short beds too often. The paint's not 100%, but it isn't bad. So either way, this package deal is going up for sale. We're gonna see if somebody else wants to take this project on. We had a blast hanging out here today, trying to get this thing going, getting everything kind of tidied up, just hanging out with good friends and having a good time, and you don't get much better than that. I want to thank you guys for tuning in again. If you wouldn't mind, please subscribe, leave me a comment, press that like button, and share this video with your friends. Once again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Man, she's looking right now.